The Cavs in their historic start after a quick word from FanDuel. You guys can tackle all of your NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. But we start with the NBA, and we start with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who beat the Philadelphia 76ers last night and are now just the 6th team ever in NBA history to start a season 13-0 and better. These are the other 5 teams in the same category as this current Cavaliers team. The Warriors won 24 games to start the season back in 2015-2016. The Rockets went 15-0. The Washington Capitals back in the 40s
that team's
went
irrelevant.
15-0. The Dallas Mavericks in 2002, 2003, 14-0. The Boston Celtics in the 50s also started 14-0.
50s acceptable, 40s is irrelevant.
I just had it on the list. The Cavs would be next at 13-0. Kenny Atkinson now is tied with Lawrence Frank for the most wins consecutively to start their career with a new team ever.
Lawrence Frank never won a championship.
He did not, and that was during the middle of the season when he took over for the previously known as the New Jersey Nets. But, guys, another win, another bad second quarter and terrific second half. Donovan Darius closed down the stretch. Another dub for the Cavs. 13-0 is 13-0.
What's funny is that they're 13-0. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't feel like they're playing particularly great these last few games.
No, I mean, I tell you what, last night watching it, I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I thought for a second, I was like, man, they just because.
I mean, they were playing a G League team, essentially.
Right, but I'm like, they was losing. And then the rookie, what's that, Jared McClain?
Jared
McCain. 35 points.
I was looking like, this dude is going crazy. But
because that was the guy's first ever NBA game against a team that's undefeated. That guy, that was like him playing in the playoffs.
But in the end, they played well in the second half.
Yes.
After a sloppy first
but
half.
I was a little nervous. No, I'm like,
I never thought they were going to
I was like, they're going to let this thing slip.
Nervous, okay. I don't get nervous in regular season games. I mean, the streak's great, and they're making potentially history here, which is cool. But I don't know. I mean, they're going to lose.
Whoa.
Teams lose to bad dude, they're going
to. Says who?
Y'all wild.
What?
They're going to lose.
Says who?
Oh, stop it.
It's impossible for them to go undefeated?
Yeah, no one's ever done it.
Why can't they be the first?
Do you know what the longest winning streak in the history of the NBA
is? You want to bet on
24.
That is incorrect.
It's what the Heat did.
33.
Is that the Heat or did the Heat or Warriors do that?
It was the
Lakers.
Lakers.
What, 70?
The Lakers did that?
71?
It was the Chamberlain Lakers.
Oh, well. It was 72, but
71, 72. 33 in a row.
Come on.
So, look,
they had Wilt. Wilt was dropping
remember the Rockets had that run where they'd won a bunch?
I don't remember their longest winning streak.
Well,
they're on this list.
That boy Wilt was getting doubles
in
on
the last 10 years.
Triple doubles off the court.
You know what happens, man. Listen.
Rockets won 22 in a row in 2007, 2008.
Okay.
How many did the Cavs lose in a row? 20-something?
Yeah, what was it? 20? Hey, Mike, how many did the Cavs lose in a row?
20-something.
They have the all-time record. Oh no, it got beat.
What am I saying? Didn't the Pistons? The Pistons did last year, didn't they?
I forget.
No.
Yeah.
All right,
God, this is great team.
Anyway, let's get back to the Cavs. I don't want to harp on it. They just haven't been. They were playing kind of dominant basketball through Golden State, and lately it has. Now I'm nitpicking that they're playing sloppy agained some bad teams.
That's the way it was.
Whatever. In the end, they're winning, and they played well in the second.
I said it yesterday. I said, look, man. When he said that, all those players were out for the Sixers, I said, oh, here comes that trap game. Because this is the new reality. If you're gonna be one of those upper echelon teams like the Cavs are, and I'm hearing national people say things like they're unequivocally the best team in the NBA right now.
They're playing that way.
Right now, if you look at it, the way they playing, they're the best team in the NBA. And when you're the best team in the NBA and you got a streak like this, every dude in the league 1 through 11 is coming out giving you their best punch.
They want to end it.
And so I like it because it gives you that moxie that you build up. That you've been in close games before. You was getting everybody's best punch. So now when it gets to the playoffs, when it is nervous and fingernail biting time, you have some stuff to go to the bank on and say, oh, we've been through some adversity, we've been through some tough games, everything went no cakewalk. I actually like it. And I love it the most because these comebacks is coming from guys off the bench. And they ain't counting on Donovan Mitchell to get 60 or Darius Garland to get 35 and somebody hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
It's guys off the bench coming in, stopping the bleed and getting it going.
It's funny, with about, 6 minutes to go to the game, I texted to the group. I was like, man, Donovan Mitchell's shot like crap tonight, but he's 1 assist away from a triple-double. And then from there on, he didn't get any assists. He scored. He had every shot down the stretch to seal it. Although he had that one play where he kind of chucked it to Mobley, it was a bad pass. He admitted that he was trying to get the triple-double.
We're going to talk about that later in the show.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. But anyway, he was great down the stretch.
No, I think that.
But you were nervous? Did you think they were going to lose?
I did, because I thought they was going to fall into the trap. Yeah. I was like, listen, I understand as an athlete, like the competition ain't out there. We should go out there and roll them, but and then you start playing and they get hot. And in basketball, all it takes is one person to get hot, and they can change the whole outcome of a game. And I'm like, this rookie is really going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, they stepped it up in the second half. But the one thing I like about the Cavs the most, though, is that it's all about. I always go back to Darius and Donovan. I think am I crazy by saying like they like top 3 combo guards in the NBA, like 1, 2.
Like as a tandem?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Luka and Kyrie just off the top.
That's why I said top 3. I didn't say 1.
Who was the other guard with SGA?
Yeah.
They play 5 guards, so it's hard to know who the other one. But Jalen Williams, if you want to make a case, Jalen Williams and SGA.
So who's their second? He's their second best guard.
Yeah.
Were we saying just guards?
Yeah, I'm talking about just guard play.
You count Kevin Durant as a guard?
No.
I was going to say Durant and Booker, right?
No. I don't.
Who's the other starting guard with Curry? Nobody great, right?
No.
Wasn't it Buddy Hield?
Buddy
I mean, you can
Hield
make
is
the
there.
If you
Wiggins?
for who? Golden State.
He's small forward.
Pajemski's they're starting too. You
Nah.
can go with Boston
no,
if you really wanted to. Drew Holiday, Derek White, or Jaylen Brown.
I mean, so they're up there right now.
They're definitely up there.
They might be
100%
number
up
2. Are they ahead of SGA and
Whoever.
what's his name?
If you can't,
Jalen Williams.
if you can't remember his name, he ain't up there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I'm not a diehard NBA guy.
Jalen Williams can play. Don't sleep on
I mean,
Jalen.
I ain't sleeping on him, but I mean,
Jalen Williams is averaging 21, 7, and 6 this year.
Have the Thunder lost a game? I know they won
2.
last night.
Yeah, they're 10-2.
Oh, okay.
The Warriors beat them the day after they played the Cavs.
I tell you what, that Chicago game again holds a lot of weight because of the fact that Kenny Atkinson can have the best start of all time, like overtake the record. So it's a historical moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is funny because wasn't the last Chicago game historical too?
after 12 or 13.
It was the longest winning streak in Cavs history, right? For the last Chicago
I don't
game?
know.
Last
I
year?
don't remember that.
No, this past Chicago.
On Monday.
When they won that game, didn't that
Yeah.
break the record for the longest start?
Well, his Cav.
Their best start was 8-0.
8 no.
Oh, yeah.
No Cavs coach, they said this on the broadcast last night, had ever even started 2-0 before. Every coach in
That's
Cavs
kinda
history
crazy.
before Kenny Atkinson had been either 1-1 or 0-2 in his first 2 games. So, but it's crazy at this point.
He set
Guys,
the bar very high.
We were so down. I don't know about you, Dustin, because you weren't here in the offseason, but like we were so down, especially G and myself, and we were down on this team big time coming into this year because
they made no changes.
They made no changes besides the coach. And now with 2 more wins, they will tie for the second best start in the history of the league. 2 more wins. That's crazy.
I was negative on them. Like when they didn't move JB, remember I got that hate mail. JB's has 50 wins. You getting hate mail about JB, and I said, bro, y'all better stop playing around. We've been talking about this for 3 years. Now, when they got rid of JB, I moved back to neutral. I'm like, okay, all right, well, at least you got rid of the coach.
You wanted to get rid of Kobe, too.
Yeah, I said, if you run this back and it don't work, deuces. But look, man, the coach done brought a lot to the table. Like, they look like a professional basketball team. They look like a team that got a plan. They look like a team that got some stuff where, look, I can foresee, I even didn't see them beating the Knicks like that. But then as you watch them play, I can fully see them actually competing and possibly beating the Celtics. the way they playing.
Well, we gonna find out here soon, right? Next week.
And that's in a 7-game series, right? So to me, it's an equalizer. It's an equalizer effect because before I'm looking at it, all right, Donovan got to get 35, and then you're looking around to see who else is gonna get it. Now for the first time, it's like whoever getting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They all getting it. That pocket pass pocket pass that Donovan Mitchell threw with that English on it. He came down. He threw that English on it in the middle. He dropped it. Ooh, and he caught it, and then they swung it immediately to the corner. Man,
I like that.
Team one mode.
I like that one. You know what really I thought was exciting was that one possession where Mobley missed the layup, but the Cavs got the rebound. Garland got it back to Mobley, and then he dunked, or it was kind of like a half dunk, half layup, and got fouled on the play. Remember that in the fourth quarter? And then Darius Garland kind of smacks Mobley in the chest, like, that's you. You know, like, you got to do that every time, you know, like staying on him. Yeah. Like, you got to be the man. And if you heard that thing, Tyvis sent us all a video this morning.
Oh, Draymond.
I don't know if you guys watched it, but Draymond Green was doing an interview with, what's his name?
I don't even know who that was.
It was his own podcast, wasn't it?
Oh, but it's, no, that's.
Who was that dude?
He played for the Cavs.
Did he?
I think. I can't remember now. He was a big-time player.
Oh, Baron Davis.
Baron Davis, yeah, played for the Cavs, right?
2 seconds, Baron Davis.
Well, whatever. But he was a good player in the NBA.
Yeah, wasn't Baron Davis the reason we got Kyrie?
Baron Davis
was.
Baron Davis was the Cavs amnesty. Remember they had the amnesty back in the day?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They just act like it didn't happen. If we don't want your contract, you just wipe it away.
Yeah.
Like he was our amnesty pick. That's kind of wild.
But Baron Davis and Draymond, I mean, they were talking about the Cavs. You couldn't speak more highly of the Cavs than
got
they
it
did.
in his mind that they winning it all this year because he said that they swing the ball, they play defense properly.
Oh, they're a nice team. I mean, they're gonna be in a playoff team that makes some noise. Obviously,
that was going to be the case regardless.
Right. I mean, I went to that game. The Cavs kicked their ass, but I've watched them play other games. They're a nice squad.
Who? You're talking about Golden State?
Yeah.
No. But Draymond was talking about the Cavs.
Oh, the Cavaliers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought his last comment was about the Warriors. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I was talking about the Cavs.
Yeah, Draymond was talking about the Cavs and with Baron Davis, and they were going on and on about it. Like, they're serious. Because there's probably some people out there that are like, maybe this is the Hawks team a few years ago that got wiped out by LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals. And there's, and
he was talking about they swinging that ball. He said he didn't know how to defend it. He was like,
he talked about the fact that, that Darius and Donovan Mitchell, how they do a great job of what do you call it, funneling the defense towards the big guys. It was an interesting video. Go ahead.
If you remember after that Warriors game when they came to Cleveland, Jason spoke to Draymond.
Right.
He wrote the whole article, and Draymond, a lot of stuff what he said in that clip is what he had told Jason.
But he went even further.
He did go further.
Yeah.
And specifically the ball movement. And we showed these highlights earlier. We'll show them all the way through the bounce pass that G was talking about. Look at the extra passes they make on all these possessions. They're giving up good shots to get great shots. And that's the sign of a good basketball team, an unselfish basketball team. The ball is never sticking in any one player's hands for too long. As soon as the defense helps, they're willing to kick. And it's like a minute long, so we'll just let this whole thing play through. But when you're able to generate great looks off extra passes, goes in, goes out, close out, drive, defense is in rotation. They're shooting as a team at 40% from three this year. There's no way to actually guard this. Darius to the corner, Okoro, open three, bang. He's shooting 50% on wide open threes.
Well, and here's the thing, Mike. Like, even though they haven't shot the ball as well the last couple of games, it's not been because they're not moving the ball or they're not getting good shots.
They're just missing
shots.
Look
a little tired, some of the guys, at least some of the game, and so they're just not knocking them down. In that second quarter,
that pocket pass was wild.
In that second quarter last night.
Real quick, and then before we finish thought, do you think the Cavs shot well last night?
No, I think they actually shot decently, right?
So I didn't think they had a great shooting night.
Right,
they shot
I know that
50% as a team and 40% from three.
I know, which seems crazy because the second quarter they missed everything.
Exactly.
But they had wide open shots. They just weren't knocking them down. Like, the way they're moving the ball, they're going to shoot well almost every night because they're getting great looks, as you said. They're not settling. And they're getting great looks almost every time down the floor.
My question, I'm so surprised that they got these guys to. So, like, moving a basketball is like, That's just not like some easy thing that you do.
No, you got to buy in.
Like
full team buy-in.
It takes like conscious, like in practice, like guys counting down, being like, you had the ball for 3 seconds. What are you doing? You dribbling way too much. Or stopping the drill, being like, hey, do you notice the ball got stuck on the weak side over in the corner? Like, what are we doing? Guards move the ball. I don't know how they got them to break those old habits so quickly.
It was the greatest thing they could have did because, like I say, it was a point last year where it was to watch the Donovan show. So at a point, you would think like, maybe these dudes just ain't good. You know, maybe they're not good in crunch time. And Kenny got them to all come in. And then we had who's taking the last shot? Or why he got to have the ball? Or can he work off ball? Well, in this offense, it doesn't matter. They all swinging the ball. Everybody gets a chance. I think you got to have it in your mind like, okay, so I ain't going to take this shot. This ain't my shot. But the way we swinging this ball, at some point, I'm going to get 6 or 7 shots a game. Mm-hmm. And I think that I got to make the most of it because they're going to be wide open shots. And I think that's what got everybody bought into it. It's like, I'm going to touch the peel. It's not going to be just stand over there and watch the show. Like, I'm involved, and I'm going to get a chance to actually take shots every game. I just got to make sure I make it because it's going to be wide open.
The Cavs are basically, on offense, playing 80s basketball with three-pointers, essentially.
It's pretty actually.
Because in the 80s, that's what they did. They moved the ball.
It wasn't until Michael Jordan came
that
it stopped.
It's like the movie Hoosiers, man. It's all they play a practice without even dribbling.
That's it. That's old school basketball. And the thing is, part of it is Michael Jordan and what's happened since then. It's also AAU basketball. A lot of terrible coaches in AAU basketball.
Brooks.
Kids are being. Every time, I'll tell you something else, guys. Every time I'm flicking through Instagram, and I see like a video of some AAU basketball or just some kids playing basketball in some organized way.
It all looks like N1.
They shooting threes.
All they do is shoot threes and talk and like if you're a coach and you're teaching a kid to talk shit, you're an ass.
Blame Steph Curry.
Let me tell you this.
Those coaches are asses.
Steph Curry broke the game.
And all of this, AAU is awful. It's awful.
McNuggets
it's all about money.
McNuggets will tell you. It started to be something in the 90s where, so say for instance, like, because football is football, like after a certain level in middle school, you start getting weeded out. Like if you just a dad that just like coaching your son, get the hell out of here. You're not getting that off no more. Mm-hmm. Like in middle school, like they weed you all the way out. It's like, did you play somewhere? Did you get some D2 love? Was you NAIA? Like, you wasn't allowed just pulling up having a team after a certain age. In AAU, all you got to have is a bag. You got you a decent little job, and you cool. You're like, listen, I'm cool. I'm about to have all these kids play AAU. You get your AAU team and travel the country. And you be like, what does this guy do? He's just some uncle. He's an uncle, like, telling people what to do. You're like, you never hooped. The resume is not there. At no level did you hoop. And then they teach him these bad habits.
Is that really true?
Bro, yes. And that's why the Cavs are succeeding because they're playing fundamentally sound basketball while most of the teams in the league do not.
Now people be like back in the day it was like, oh, all state in basketball meant something. Like if you was a McDonald's All-American, it meant something. Yeah. Now you could just be like, I was on Baller's Life. What are you talking about? I'm an internet dude, and I'm Mikey Williams. I don't even know if that dude is good.
Oh, UCF, he had Florida, Central Florida.
They had him like he was that dude.
They really did. Because he was small, but he had bounce.
That's it.
But then I found out he was 6'3", so I'm like, he my height.
All you got to do is dunk on somebody.
That dude got bounce.
Who's the dude who was the Instagram star who played? He's won the dunk contest. The white dude.
My guy Mac McClung, baby.
McClung. I mean, he was a TikTok star.
Oh, TikTok.
But he could.
No, I'm not saying he's not a baller. Like he can play, but he's not going to be a legitimate NBA player.
Like or what's the one dude?
I stand for no Mac McClung slander.
Julian
I've known him
Newman.
since he was 14 years old. That's a good
Julian Newman.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
Julian Newman can't play. That's the difference. Julian Newman can only TikTok. Mac can play.
See, that's the difference. You don't know who can play.
Hey, that's a good point. You don't know who can play.
What's the dude? The best player is what's the kid He in college now. He got the one arm, and he be hooping.
Emmanuel Hansel.
Yeah.
Who is averaging. He has literally one. It's the one I sent the video of.
That dude crazy.
Who's he playing for?
Who is
He plays for Austin P.
That's
He's
right.
averaging
Jim
5
Abbott
Dude,
of
crazy.
basketball.
Yeah.
5.6
Yeah.
rebounds in 20 minutes per game. He has legitimately one
One
arm.
arm.
One arm, yeah.
Do we think the Cavs are going to win tomorrow?
I thought you was going to say, do you think the Cavs is going to draft him? I don't know why I went that far, but go ahead.
I think the Browns are going to probably draft him.
We're going to what's more likely next. So real quick, we'll talk about tomorrow. We'll talk about the Bulls game tomorrow, but around the horn for the people that aren't here, Dustin and Tyvis. Do the Cavs beat the Bulls tomorrow night, get to 14-0?
The Bulls are frisky, but yes, the Bulls, they're gonna win because they at this point you're doing it. You bought into your coach. You got a lot of respect for the coach. If you want him to be the all-time greatest start, I mean, you this close, you might as well kick the door in.
After the Bulls, is there a game between the Celtics or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, they play Charlotte on Sunday.
God, that's a trap game right there.
another one.
That's a trap game. Yeah, they're beating the Bulls. I'm worried about beating the Hornets because I think everyone's gonna be focused on that Tuesday night game.
Aren't the Hornets they're like, well, although the Sixers were like
No,
I
I
said,
mean they're 4-7, so they're
yeah,
not
but they
good.
can't be any worse than the Sixers team that was on the
LaMelo
floor
is playing
last
though,
night.
right?
LaMelo's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, he's playing awesome.
They have anybody else that's any good?
Well, they at least have an all-star type
Brandon
guy.
Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Miller's playing well
All right,
too.
all right, Mike, go ahead.
We're gonna play around on what's more likely after a quick word from